Go ahead.
And I'm really excited to share with you the upcoming programs for 2022. So what I want you to know about 2022 is we've been meeting on Zoom, and we're planning on continuing that through June. And then starting in July, 5 of the programs will be simulcast in person. We'll be doing them in person and simulcasting them on Zoom for our remote meetings, for our remote members. Sorry about that, except for one. And that's going to be in October. So let me go through the listing for you. I'm going to share my screen. Hang on. All right, I can see myself, but I can't see what I'm sharing.
Hang on a second. Try it again now.
Here we go. Can you see that?
Yes.
All right, so let me start with who we have coming up in January. So January's program is Tonya Halberson. She is from Sweden. I think I found her on Pinterest, and she does the most amazing fashions with just safety pins. You can see she's wearing, this is Tonya right here. She's wearing a necklace. She has a gown. Her stuff looks like it's runway ready, high fashion. And I'm just shocked and amazed that she can do it with safety pins. So we have her for the program, and then she's actually going to do a workshop, and that's to make a safety pin bracelet. And you can either buy your own safety pins. The instructions are on the website for when you sign up, or you can order kits from her, which I suggest you do ASAP because they need to come all the way from Sweden. And if you get a kit, it's enough to make 2 bracelets. So that is in January. And then coming in February, we have Paul Gallo returning. He has come to us twice before to do History of Fashion. And people are always so interested. He doesn't get through the whole thing. So he stopped right about 1970, the last time he was in, and he's going to be going 1970 to I think around 2000. He's a very entertaining speaker. You do not want to miss him. That's February. And then in March, we have April Sproul coming back. She was one of our most popular speakers last year. This time she's going to be talking about transformation from technician to artist, and then do a little bit on stenciling. And that's on Zoom, as all 3 of these are the first 3 months. And then April, we have Lorraine Torrance, who's been around for a really long time. She's a well-known pattern maker, presenter, and she's going to take us through closures for all kinds of wearables, and that will be on Zoom. And then she's actually going to do a workshop in 2 parts. The first part will be in March, and it's on making and using bias and straight grain tapes and garments. And you can see on this vest how there is some bias at an angle right here, and then a beautiful striped piece down at the bottom. So she's going to walk us through how to do that. It's pre-recorded. You watch that. You actually follow her instructions, and then the next part of the workshop is going to be more of a show and tell and answering questions. So that's pre-recorded and Zoom in 2 parts. So make sure you register for that one early. And then in May, we have Catherine Redford, who's also been around for quite a while, and she's going to walk us through Dorset buttons, which I think looks super interesting, be a nice addition to a handmade wearable. And then she's going to do a workshop on embroidered embellishments, and her work is beautiful, as you can see right here. That's May. And then in June, we're going to do studio tours with members, and I'm really excited to say that we have 3 people already lined up to do studio tours. George and I are going to end up recording those in advance so that you can see them. And I'm not sure if we're going to have time for a 4th person or not, but I would love to have anybody that wants to volunteer. Let me know, Michelle at Paganoo, Paganoo, if you are interested in having a studio tour, and we may do this next year too. So just let me know. And if we can't squeeze you in this year, maybe we'll do it next year. And then in July, we're actually going to get together. We're planning on, if everything goes just right, getting back together at Campbell Community Center and doing artwork for ourselves. So really having a show and tell in person, which we haven't been able to do in a long, long time. Now, know that we're going to be sending out a survey at some point, asking how many members will continue to watch on Zoom and how many would plan to come in person, because we need to do some planning with Campbell Community Center about renting rooms from them. You can rent up to 6 months in advance. And we may not need the Roosevelt room, which is the big room we've been using anymore. We may rent a smaller room. We want to make sure that whatever we do accommodates all the members that want to come and is the most cost-effective things. So look for that sometime in the future, because we're 6 months out, really almost now, from July. So we'll need to be asking sometime soon. And we know you don't necessarily have the answer, but just give us your gut feeling for what you think. And then in August, we have a local artist, I.B. Bayo, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. He's over in Santa Cruz. He has been in one of the local fashion shows. I'm trying to remember the name of the one that's done in Santa Cruz, and I can't right now. But anyway, he does work in there. His work is gorgeous. I picked one picture out to show you. I wish I could show you all the ones he sent me. And he's going to do a trunk show of his work. And he actually does a lot of reverse applique in addition to the really brightly created garments that you see right here. And then in September, we have Amber Young, who's also a local artist. She has a company called Ragged Thistle, and she specializes in doing very romantic types of garments. And she does a lot of them with vintage slips, vintage tablecloths, vintage linens, and she makes beautiful dresses and tops and garments. And she's going to do a trunk show, which will be really incredible. She's a master at using vintage linens. There she is right there. And she's also going to do a workshop with us making swing jackets from vintage linens. And she's going to have a simple pattern for us to use. And in that pattern, it'll show the best way to use if you have, say, a Madeira tablecloth and there are corners that have the beautiful embroidery you want to use. She's a master at that, so she'll walk us through that. And that's planned to be live and Zoom simulcast for the workshop as well as the program. And then in October, this is a picture from last year, we want to do gift making workshops that are member led. And I asked that question last year, would you like to do it again? And overwhelmingly people said yes. So that one will be pre-recorded and we'll do that on Zoom, not in person. So you see that in October, just in Zoom. And then this is really a coup. This is Dorothy Kaplan. If you recognize her at all, you will understand why you would not want to miss her program. So she is not an artist that sells. She's an artist that sews for herself, sews beautifully, absolutely beautifully. Every time I've seen her, she's been in something stunning. And she has done presentations with her garments, just describing the technique she uses and what her motivation is for Kenyatta College before. And I asked her if she'd be willing to do it for Penwag. And she said yes. So this is going to be live and Zoom simulcast. That takes us all the way to December, where we plan on doing an in-person potluck and stash exchange as we traditionally do. And we will have not the stash exchange live for Zoom, but we will have a place where members can sit down and visit with out of state and out of area members while they're eating from the potluck. And we wish everyone could get together, but we know that's not necessarily possible. So we'll make it as festive as possible for members that are out of the area or who don't wish to come that day. And that is our program for 2022. I'm very excited to share this with you, and I'm already starting to think about 2023. So just know that if you have ideas about who you think I should check into and see about speakers for 2023, please just let me know. And it's Michelle at paganunu.com, PAGANOONOO. And I think that contact information is also listed on the back of every one of the newsletters too. Thank you very much.